Well, we have made it to almost the halfway point of the day. The forfeit this morning got things all twisted. This is, technically speaking, supposed to be the third game of the day. It is more realistically speaking, the second game of the day. But we have found ourselves here into the afternoon at Grit 2026, and we've moved our way on to the matchup between the Factory and Team Poland. Thanks for joining us here on BC Sports TV. Alongside Kaya Antic and cameraman extraordinaire George Para, I'm Tino Farah. Kaya, this Team Poland has been the most high-scoring team that you could imagine throughout their early stages here, but they've been getting it done on both sides of the floor as you just see a shot and a save by Olivia Schmidt. This is a well-oiled machine for Team Poland.
No, absolutely. Got 21 last night in a dominant performance from the Poland side, and they're hoping to stay high 2-0 here, or 3-0 rather.
Yeah, because they took down the Bellies as well, the New Westminster Salmon Bellies 13-7 earlier in the day yesterday. So just one game for them to get through here, and they'll go right to goal and score. It's Ainsley Rushton, the starting goaltender for the Factory, and that one just gets past her.
And yes, once again, Poland to an early start, just as they had last night, as the Polish player Hill's able to just cut in forward and able to make the Factory team pay early as she cuts in and gets past the defense, and Poland looking for another one here.
Across the floor, Avery Belerchik gets through. Stripped of possession, Ryland Hill stays on. They'll go across the floor, and a shot that just goes past the right pad, but wide. No save needed there for Rushton.
And now Factory trying to tie this one up, and it goes through. A weird roller gets through the netminder, Olivia Schmidt.
That'll be Shinato with her first of the tournament.
All right. So we just take a second here. Yeah, it was just a bit of a weird bounce. Got through the pads there of Schmidt, and we're tied at 1. First goal that Poland's allowed in about 24 hours.
And okay, so I'm getting a correction here. Shout out to the Factory Instagram, the Goalie Factory. Give them a follow. Just getting message here that we now have, it's Taya Maximenko in goal for the Goalie Factory, not Ainsley Rushton.
Thank you to...
Shout out to the Factory.
Shout out to the Factory on Instagram.
So Maximenko, have to imagine there's some relation there with starting goaltender for the Junior A Salmon Bellies, Boris Maximenko. Would have to think.
Not exactly a common last name.
Hey, Factory, if you're still watching, maybe we can get a little confirmation on that.
Yes.
Our insiders giving us some information on the fly. Right now, though, we're still in an even game at 1-1 between said Factory and Poland. You see a flip pass down low. Hills couldn't handle it, and Maximenko now will look forward. Bench side pass. Carey bobbled it. Has another chance, but she's being hounded right now by Hills, and that pass will be intercepted. Poland want to go with speed now. Hills stayed in the offensive zone.
Still waiting on the far side for the full changes to be made.
Brooke Huber has made her way on. Now Kaylee Jobe will be the trailer. 10 seconds left on this shot clock. Belerchik, she'll shoot, blocked. Now a late shot, and Maximenko will hang on. It is indeed sister of Boris Maximenko.
All right.
Per sources.
Per sources. Totally not the Goalie Factory Instagram account. Shout out. Thank you for watching, though.
And I said to them yesterday, and I responded to them, but elite jerseys here for the Goalie Factory.
Oh, absolutely. They're beautiful. I got a chance to see them up close, heading down to talk to the coaches pregame yesterday. And yeah, they are some exquisite detailing on those ones.
Me and George yesterday were talking about the font decision on them as well. Very 70s
yes.
NBA.
I'm trying to think of if I know the font name.
That is that is very intricate.
Yeah. I've used a similar font. That's why I'm like, I know the name, but.
Well, we'll maybe dig into our sources for that one as well, as that pass was just out of the reach of Brooke Huber. She'll get it through to the middle, though, and they score. Bit of a twister there, and able to tuck that home. Poland will take the lead right back on the goal by DePaiva.
Yeah, DePaiva just kind of cuts in. It's a rebound here. Huber taps at it. It bounces to DePaiva past the goalie factory defense, and she's able to just kind of flick that up and over with the long shot down. High reach, gets it over the shoulder there.
So now back to the face-off.
Whoa, okay.
Carey goes crashing hard into Avery Bolerchik. We saw the physicality really ramp up in the last game between the Dingoes and W Box. Relatively speaking, things have been pretty calm through day one of Grit 2026, but I mean, these teams are seeing a lot of each other in a short amount of time, and when you see your opponent pretty often, whether it is on the floor or just passing in the hallway, sometimes you just get a little bit tired of seeing the same faces and playing against the same people. So to see the physicality ramp up is not surprising to anybody.
Yeah, for sure. And Poland trying to go for the perfect 3-0 here early on in this tournament. They have the rest of the day off after this one. The goalie factory looking to continue after winning yesterday against Grit.
6 seconds remain on this shot clock. Yeah, the goalie factory took down Grit yesterday 16-7. They do have another game. It'll be the nightcap after this one. That'll be at 7:30 local time, taking on the New Westminster Salmon Bellies. That is going to be a big game for the overall standings. Right now, Poland has put themselves in a real good position heading towards the end of this pool play. Even if they do wind up losing this game, their goal differential right now is very handed in their favor. Currently 34-9, they're outscoring their opponents. So the goalie factory, they would love to, of course, win this game in general, but they need goals, and Poland appears to be cruising right now. Even if they do lose, if it's a close game, they have a pretty good shot at finishing first in their pool, but it's not what their focus is on. That's not what the factory is focused on either right now. They want the result. And a good block there by the factory, trying to tie this game. Piper is up behind everybody, but Poland quickly to get some defenders on. Here comes the goal scorer, Shinato. She'll tuck underneath of Bolerchik, go to goal, looking for her second, and she'll put it off the mark. Picked up, though, by Cooper. Up top, a nice jab step and a shot, but stopped by Olivia Schmidt.
Goalie factory was missing Matea Shinato yesterday, and she's already made her impact clear here, scoring the goal as well as getting that rush for the factory.
Now Hills stopped up. They'll get it to the outside. Cooper watching the perimeter threat. Huber trying to muscle her way through. Shinato doing a good job to keep her at bay. Now Hill spinning through. She'll shoot, and Maximenko will turn her body to squeeze that and not allow it to roll over the line.
I thought she was turning because the ball had rolled back behind her, but no, Maximenko holds on to that one, and Factory trying to come back the other way.
Crease dive by Jamie Schmidt. Some good footwork there in tight, and just can't quite outreach Olivia Schmidt without touching down in the crease. So DePaiva will pick that up near center and slowly work into the offensive zone. Poland just now getting their wholesale change finished up. Bolerchik Pass through to the cutter. Depaiva looking back across the body of Maximenko, and that winds up out of play.
Yeah, she just bounces that one wide. Couldn't quite get the angle she wanted on that one.
And that pass somehow finds Larden. Takes a hard bump into the double team.
Yeah, the pace is definitely picking up the further we go into this first quarter here. Still a very close 2-1 game.
Back across, here's Depaiva, low into the corner. She'll pick up her second. Poland will pick up their third, and it's a 2-goal lead.
Just as I say, it's a 2-1 game. Of course. Of course, as Cam Depaiva, the long stretch pass up towards Belarchik, across to Depaiva, and she whacks that one in past Maximenko. Just a beautiful pass across, and it's spiked into the back of the net.
The head coach for Poland had something to say for the officials here, and that's the reason for the delay. And it appears that they're talking about wanting to check a stick of one of the goalie factory players. But the referee saying that the player has to be on the floor. Some chippiness right now between the two teams. Did not expect this here early on, but Shinato looking to get her team back into the fight. Penalty coming up. Cooper going to the goal, and she puts it off the outside of the shoulder. Delayed penalty coming up, and a late hit there, and that feistiness continuing now. They actually haven't put the latest goal for Poland up on the board just yet.
Yeah, they let the clock run for a few seconds as well, so wondering about that. Maybe I didn't see any clear offenses against for Depaiva there.
No, and they signaled that it was a good goal. I mean, unless there's something that we missed away from it while checking out the replay. Either way, I mean, as far as we understand, this is a 3-1 game, and now a power play for the factory as Carey will run point. Shinato, a little bit of room. She'll tuck and drive, puts it off the goal, and picked up on the rebound. No reset on the 30. Dropped ball, 10 seconds to shoot now up top. This is Carey. A little bit of room. She'll fire a bouncer, misses the net again, gets her own rebound. This time a riser, and that goes off. May have hit the shoulder, may have caught a little bit of the crossbar as well, but a late shot and the clock goes out of play, and they'll reset the 30 here for the factory. Now Cooper spins through the middle. Takes the space as it goes back up top to the point. Shinato will shoot, fought off by Schmidt. Shinato saw it rolling towards her, but it'll be dragged back into the crease by Schmidt.
Yeah, I'm just checking the replay. It looks like everything was good for a goal. And then the official gets called over to the Polish bench.
The factory are going to leave Shinato in the offensive zone right now, so 3-on-4 Poland is going to go, leaving a penalty killer in their own zone to cover Shinato. A late shot by Huber that goes off a body, and the factory will have 40 seconds left on this power play. Still, the third goal for Poland has not been put up on the board just yet. Carey at the point. Shinato starts to move ahead, puts it off of a penalty killer. Depaiva takes it into that left hand. She shakes it out, appears to be all right. Now to the near side. On the run, a sidearm release, and Schmidt will make another stop and look quickly up in transition. Depaiva battling near the center line. She'll kick that up to her forehand. She's got Belarchik in the offensive zone with her. Depaiva's going to go to goal herself and loses the handle. Winds up off the glass, and then a loose ball push will be called against the factory. And Depaiva a little slow to get up, but looks like she's good enough to stay and play this shift, and the penalty comes to a close.
Clock still ticking away here. Still a low-scoring affair between these two teams. as Hills is out of the box now for Poland. Poland still on the scoreboard. It says 2. Depaiva, the third goal scorer, or the scorer of the third goal. She gets shoved down in the crease once again.
Same spot where she found herself a couple of minutes ago. And now she will change. She'll be replaced here by Sarah Britow.
A long, extended shift here. And a lot of action, a lot of rough play around Cam Depaiva on that last shift at both ends.
She's getting a breather right now. Hasn't hopped back up into the lineup yet, but she is a pivotal player for Poland. Might just have to be the kind of next woman up mentality as Cooper will go to the goal, flip down low to the crease, scores! The Factory get one back late in the quarter, and at least we think this is a 3-2 game, but still that third goal for Poland not up there just yet.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a confusing one. So it's either a tie game and they just didn't fully, beautiful fake out there in the shot.
Now they have put the third goal up. So a conversation at the scorekeeper's box with one of the referees. And so it is indeed a 3-2 game here for Poland. But Gabby Wilson, I believe, got the latest one there for the Factory.
Looks like it. It's either Wilson or Jaden Piper, if I just get another look at it here.
That pass missed the target. Morgan Shirley was open. They'll pick it up behind the goal. Foxcroft keeps her feet moving, does a full lap of the offensive zone. Now feeds to the crease. Good pass through. Scores! Tie game. Shirley finishes to the stick side.
And once again, Goalie Factory. They're able to get a couple quick ones here. We could see a comeback mounting to try and challenge Poland for the lead. Of course, Poland with a monster of a goal differential in front, as Shirley just able to scoop that one through the air and past Schmidt.
So Poland off the faceoff violation will take possession. This is Avery Belerchik. Rylan Hills has a goal in this opening frame. Less than 2 minutes to go in it, though. She's watched by Jamie Schmidt. Cycles to the corner. Kaylee Job now to the near side, and that shot goes off a body out of the stick of Belerchik. Carey hammered.
Big
Picked
forecheck.
up now Hills. She'll shoot. Maximenko got the glove out. And Belerchik will be bumped by Shanato. Belerchik goes straight to goal. She jumps across, runs into Carey.
Yeah, no, it's definitely getting a lot rougher as we go on. Refs letting them play, though, for the large part.
And Poland's forecheck proving to be difficult for the Factory to get through. Here's Hills. It's been out there for a while, as has Belerchik, who caused that turnover. Now Poland has Depaiva in the crease, and she goes right at Schmidt. Not happy with that contact, and Depaiva is going to go take a seat in the sin bin for that. She's been taking the brunt of the contact throughout this first quarter. Some frustration showing there, and winds up in the box with 49 seconds left in this quarter and a chance for the Factory to take their first lead.
Yeah, especially, just a high shot there as her and Schmidt got tangled. Depaiva knocked into the netminder. And then a rerun back into the back of the head. Looks like on our side here. And now Goalie Factory trying to take a late lead. Their first of the game.
So will deflect off a body. Callie Cooper up top. Here's Shirley. Fakes the pass. She'll take the shot looking low. Schmidt will smother that. Got to be careful of where that ball is. It is still live, and with pressure from the power play fishing for it, Schmidt was able to drag it back, but it goes all the way back to Maximenko, who quickly fires up. It's Cooper. 10 seconds left in the quarter. The power play's got to be quick here. As Cooper takes some space. Carey driving downhill, and it'll deflect off a stick, wind up off the boards, and they're going to run out of time here through 15 minutes. It's a tie game. We are right where we started between the Factory and Poland, and we'll step aside for the next minute or so and bring you second quarter action in BC Sports TV when we return. Back to the John Bailey Arena for the second quarter here at Grit 2026. It's Poland 3, Goalie Factory 3, and you're watching on BC Sports TV. To my right, I have Kai Antic. To my left, right in his office, cameraman extraordinaire George Parra. My name's Tino Farah. So the power play continues on here for the Factory. They got a minute and 10 seconds remaining on the cross-checking call. Stepaiva continues to watch on from the sin bin, and an early face-off win by the Factory. Back to Shinato. Lobs that over to Shirley, who picks it up off of the wall. Morgan Shirley is going to run point on power play 1. Shinato fakes the shot. Shirley opens up and puts it wide of the goal. Gets her own rebound, still with time.
A couple of whacks going on in the path there. That ball was whipped on net.
Yeah, Callie Cooper right now mixing it up with Jaber, it looks like, on the near crease, and shot sent wide. Olivia Schmidt got over in time but didn't need to make a save, and now penalty coming up to Cooper, and look out here, a hit afterwards as well. Jaber frustrated after that, and we'll see if they're going to take both. It looks like just Cooper, and that'll do it for the Factory's power play.
Yeah, so it'll be a brief bit of 4-on-4 before we head to a power play for Poland. Poland, if I am remembering correctly, had 6 power play goals last night.
Sounds about right.
That sounds about right against Grit. A number of opportunities throughout the evening. And now they're looking to get their lead back while their opponents are down a player, just seemingly waiting for Stepaiva to get out to fully enter the zone.
Job gets it to Huber. DePaiva is open. She's going to load and fire it wide of the net. It'll bounce its way back towards the center line. Huber's got to turn on the jets and runs a little bit of interference, and that stops up Taylor from being able to pick it up cleanly. A smart move by the Polish forward.
Yeah, definitely she's able to get the speed on and prevent the factory team from coming so easily into their zone.
Now Poland wisely doubling the ball carrier. Shinato draws the matchup and looks across the crease to Shirley. She was wide open but couldn't settle down the pass. Now spinning away, it's Hannah Foxcroft. Swings over, and Shinato with one hand will just leave it in the corner and allow her penalty killers to get on early.
Another smart move there this time for the factory team from Shinato to make sure that Poland doesn't have an easy time getting out of their zone to try and bring the play back the other way.
Now Langstorm has that deflect out of her stick, and then she drops to a knee to try to close the gap there on Jamie Schmidt, but she broke through that pressure, and now Schmidt will launch this all the way down. Olivia Schmidt that is, will come way out of her crease, get it back up to the power play quickly.
It's two Schmidts passing back and forth.
Yeah, unintentionally.
Unintentionally, yes.
The organic Schmidt squared. Thank you. Thank you very much. Kaylee Job gonna run point now. Across, looking for Belarchik. Deflects back to the restraining line. Belarchik still with some time though, and look out as Cooper came streaking out of the box, and she's gonna go right back in for that collision. She took out Belarchik. Cooper out of the box for maybe 4 seconds before she's sent back in.
Some encouragement from the Polish bench as well after they don't score on that power play, but they're going to get another one quickly, and it's a full one without having to wait for DePaiva to exit the box. So Job here will race in already, having all their attackers out.
Belarchik oftentimes takes the shot, but right now she's in the far corner, and Hills puts that off the outside of the post. Maximenko may have caught a piece of it as well. Now on the reset, Job threatening the shot. She'll take it as it sails wide of the goal, and DePaiva couldn't settle down the rebound. It'll ricochet all the way down the floor.
Now Factory trying to race in, keep it low.
Now Shirley with it. Got to be mindful of where you are on the floor here. You don't want to turn the ball over while you're up near center and give the power play a clean chance on a break. And look out here as Poland had a defender come over to double the ball carrier. Piper didn't quite realize it until it was about a second too late, and now the power play will get up the floor. And they want to go right to goal. Maximenko read that perfectly, and no rebound to be shown for it either.
Maximenko with the long lob out, and out in front is Shinato. The pass doesn't fully connect.
She's having a tough time with that loose ball. Schmidt will drag it back to her crease. Now 30 seconds left on the penalty to Callie Cooper, her second straight trip to the box. Job methodically, slowly working into the zone. Belarchik skips it up top. Job is going to drag and skip now over, looking 5-hole, and Maximenko able to shut the door. Just 9 seconds left to kill of the Cooper minor.
Yeah, Maximenko, a good effort there to make sure to squeeze and not allow the ball to roll across the goal line. We've seen that happen here already this afternoon, as there's quite the battle just near the
and the Factory may have just taken
box.
another penalty.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. Jaber had a stick lodged in her helmet cage for a bit.
Okay, so it's not the Factory going to the box. It is actually Poland's Jaber, who will take a seat. Oh, and they just got 2 penalties, actually, because Belarchik is going to go take a seat as well.
I think she might be serving, potentially. Not sure if Jaber got an extra or if Belarchik got a penalty in there as well, but Jaber...
Oh, there's a misconduct.
I believe the misconduct is to Jaber. She was not happy with the stick getting caught up in her face.
So Huber appears to be the in-home, making her way over. And this, by the looks of things, is still going to be a 5-on-3 here. Poland now has 3 in the box. Just looking down on their bench, because they have now 3 out of the action here, they've got just 6 spares. And have to imagine the factory will go 4-on-3 here and leave a safety valve near the center line to save the back over. I don't think we've seen a goal here in the second quarter, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I don't believe we have. It was a late tie. So it looks like it will be Belarchik as well getting a penalty.
So the misconduct goes to Jaber. Huber serving the minor penalty that she also got, and then Belarchik got 2 minutes for something. We'll confirm that when it's updated on the score sheet. All you need to know right now, though, is that it's a 5-on-3 in favor of the factory and a chance to really assert themselves here. Shanato has her stick slashed at, knocks the ball towards the outside. Hill's running up for it, and it's knocked away nicely. Shanato down to the crease. Cooper to the middle, and that goes off the crossbar and out of play.
Yeah, so just checking the replay here. Yeah, some rough stuff there. I don't really see... I believe Jaber got the extra and the misconduct.
Nice pass over and a great save by Schmidt. What a reaction to deny the shooter at that far side.
That was immediate. She glued herself to the post and able to keep this one tied with her team down 2 players on the field.
It was Wilson who was denied her second. But she stays for the power play halfway through this 5-on-3 now. Best chance of this power play for the factory, and Wilson stopped again. Schmidt steps over one more time to take away that far angle. Now Carey comes over to keep the play alive. Shanato driving downhill, shooting off a body. Cooper open, she takes a hit while getting a shot, and a bump after the save as well, but Schmidt stopping everything she's seeing on this power play.
Now there's still only 30 seconds left here for the factory team to get something going before Poland are replenished by the players that are serving the minor penalties in the box.
Here's Piper. Shanato back off the bench. 10 seconds left in the 2-woman advantage. Shirley will join late. Poland takes down the forward. Low pass down, and both penalized players are out, and the factory hasn't realized it yet. And is that going to be a penalty to the factory? It looks like it will be. Gabriella Pohl.
I think this is the amount of penalties we've seen in this second quarter. It's around the same that we've seen all tournament, I feel. There is some more rough stuff. We talked about the refs putting the whistles away a bit, but at some points you just have to let things simmer down as Poland take a timeout.
Yeah, they'll use their first half timeout here, and some frustration over on the Poland bench as Beth Langstorm rips off her helmet and throws it down. But they got to keep their heads here. This is a tie game, and I mean, really up for grabs here, whichever team wants to take control. But this feels like a big chance here for Poland after they get some momentum by killing off a full 2-minute 5-on-3. They then follow that up now with a power play chance themselves, and a real good opportunity to take the lead back.
Absolutely. They have time to spare here with 1 minute and 55 seconds. 2 minutes, correction, as the time is added back to the clock there. Smart to take a timeout now, just kind of mentally reset. We're just about halfway through this second quarter, and a good shift before the half is done to try and regroup ahead of a key offensive chance here.
And so the score sheet has been updated. We can confirm now the original penalty to Jaber was unsportsmanlike, and then she also got a misconduct, and then all during the same play, Avery Belarchik got a 2-minute minor from checking from behind. But Poland kill off the entirety of that thing, and now they can do some work on the offensive side of the ball. Huber gets that up. So it'll be a skip pass across. Belarchik on a set play, but can't connect on the pass to DePaiva. Still 10 seconds on this shot clock. Huber, big windup, and that misses the net as well. It's going to bounce its way towards the center line. Huber trying to save the back over. She can't.
And that's a problem sometimes you see with Huber's shot, or shots like Huber's as well. They have a lot of power behind their whip, and the ball will just bounce the other way as it's shoved down in the crease. And is this another penalty here?
It is. Checking from behind brings a close to the Polish power play. Callie Cooper with a good handle on that, and the Polish defender just trying to, anything in desperation to save a chance against.
For sure.
Now another penalty comes from Poland. Something was said from Jaber in the penalty box, and she just got given another misconduct.
Is Huber's heading back over. Bit more confusion in the...
So out of all of this now turns into a power play for the goalie factory.
That's, you go from a penalty kill to, one player's already on the box, but you get 2 players off, and now you're suddenly on a power play.
Yeah, it was about to be 4-on-4, but the extra unsportsmanlike and misconduct given out. So it's going to be a little while before Jaber comes out of the box, that's for sure. And that save will go off the butt end of the stick of Schmidt and into the crease for a Polish defender to pick up. A chance to run now. It's Kaylee Job looking ahead. Avery Belarchik will take her space behind the goal. Still 6 minutes remaining here until the halftime break, and we have not seen a goal since late in the first quarter.
Been a generally low-scoring affair, though. As there's another save, I thought it was going to be, that marker, commentator's curse and all. But, yeah, it was 2-1 for the longest time, then 3-1, goalie factory, able to come back and get those 2 and to tie it, and not a lot has gotten past these netminders.
Wilson, that chance she had earlier on the power play. What a save it turned out to be by Olivia Schmidt. Now Shinato looking for her second, and Schmidt makes another save. They say your goaltender has to be your best penalty killer, and she is proving that to a T.
I will say also the shots are pretty low, especially for Poland, who got 100 shots last night in their game against Grid, according to the stat sheets. And
back in.
yes, a back in there from goalie factory. It's a low shot count. Is that potentially reflective of how physical it's been between these two teams, not giving a lot of space? And are they both getting penalties here?
No, I think this is just going to Danny Carey on the cross check. She got the stick. It could have been a high stick, I guess. DePaiva took that up into the neck area. And the parade to the penalty box between these two teams continues on here. It was a brief 5-on-3 again for Poland. They kill it off, and now they'll go to work on the power play. I think we all know what the message is going to be in the dressing room at halftime from both benches. It's going to be stay out of the box. Trust your 5-on-5 to do the work as Wilson gets knocked down by DePaiva.
Yeah, it's extra physical, and sometimes it can be good. It worked out in the first quarter, but it took it up a notch here in the second, and it's another big collision in the back. Deep in the goalie factory zone of play.
Belarchik leading that collision, and looks like she goes down the tunnel here. May need to get some repairs. The power play continues for Poland. Huber is on. There's that big release. This time it goes on goal, and Maximenko caught a piece of it. Huber through to the cutter. Hills knocked down hard. Turnover on the interception. DePaiva takes down the defender. Just getting back up now, it's Shirley. Gets an extra bump down, and this is likely going to be a 10-second count. Callie Cooper, last second, will fire it down, but just as the whistle goes. Oh, and now the official has heard enough from a fan watching this who's now being ejected from the game. And they're telling the scorekeeper to just run the clock until that person leaves. This is an energy that we have not seen yet here at Grid 2026.
It's very physical, very, I don't want to say rough. I'm trying to think of another word, but.
Well, out of all that, the power play still has 30 seconds left. That shot hit a body. Huber goes down hard. Back after it now. Power play goes down to 20 seconds. DePaiva fires it wide. Rebound ricochets back towards the center line, and it just stays in. Langstorm able to stop that up from way outside. 10 seconds left on the power play. DePaiva passes up top. Job is just hanging on to it, wants to wait for the factory player to come back on. Now they'll start their motion. Shot from a tough angle. It'll be stopped by Maximenko. Larden now angles her opponent off. Picked up nicely in the corner and a reloaded 30. The penalty killers are still on for the factory, and they've been out for a little while. DePaiva cycles to the corner for Hill. She'll drive and shoot. Fought off Maximenko with another save. And once again, the factory will not be able to change.
Good pressure here from Poland. I did notice that they do have limited numbers now, more so for their subs. But I think they got another one back as now they have to rush out some defense.
Yeah, it's been a little while since we've seen Avery Belarchik, who went down the tunnel earlier. Now Shinato is stopped by Schmidt. I think I can see her rejoining the bench now, which is a welcome sight for Poland. She is a pivotal part of their success. Now Hills on a fast break, absorbing the contact, and Maximenko will shut the door again.
I'm just trying to see if I can see if anybody else is missing on the list, and that's a great save from Schmidt.
Surprised we're not seeing a penalty shot here out of that. There was a breakaway that was foiled. I believe that was Shirley who went straight to the goal, and she draws a cross-checking call.
Maybe my math is just off because of Jaber being in the box potentially. Still serving her misconduct.
I think she got 2 misconducts because there was that second one that was given out while she was still in the box.
Shinato getting it across.
Schmidt with a nice save there. Ricochets over to Wilson. Shirley at the point. A little over a minute left. They're parking Callie Cooper in front of the goal right now as an option. Either she's available through the middle or it opens up a lane to shoot for the outside shot. Now Schmidt will drag it back into her crease and put an end to that power play a little early. Lobs it ahead to Paiva. Couldn't find the handle on it, and Maximenko, with a foot still in her crease, will drag it back and let the power play do a little more work with 50 seconds left. That will trickle its way up to Foxcroft. Across the floor, Cooper heard some footsteps. She'll circle around the zone. Shinato down low, starting to come up top. She'll drive to the middle and shoot. Doesn't make its way on goal, but Shinato will collect again. Just 8 seconds to fire. She realizes it now. She'll get it up top. Shirley has it fall, and that'll do it for the shot clock. Poland wanting a delay of game call, but they're not going to get it. They do have 20 seconds left, though, in the first half to try to do some damage here and take the lead back. We have not seen a goal in this second quarter, not yet at least. These final 10 seconds may change that up here. Poland still shorthanded. Swing across, Belarchik with a good handle. She'll spin, she'll shoot, a bounce shot right on. Maximenko finds the rebound, and after a high-flying first quarter, we move our way through a scoreless second, and it remains tied through 30 minutes of action. Thanks for joining us here at Grit 2026 on BC Sports TV. It's Kaya Antic, cameraman extraordinaire George Para, and myself, Tino Farah. We're going to be right back here in about 10 minutes' time for the start of this second half between Poland and the Goalie Factory. Second half action coming up live here on BC Sports TV. It's Grit 2026. It's Dino Farah, it's Kaya Antic, it's cameraman extraordinaire George Para, and it's Poland versus the Factory. A scoreless second quarter, but a first half that was full of penalties. 32 minutes combined in penalty minutes between the two teams. And if you're able to do some math on the fly, that means there were more minutes in penalties than there were minutes played. Shinato falls down. Shirley can't shoot in time, and she took a trail check. It's a late shot. That'll be stopped by Schmidt. Shots through 30 minutes. Favor the Factory, 30-28, which means Olivia Schmidt has 27 saves through the first half of this game. A new goaltender in for the Factory is Tea Maximenko. Has her day come to a close here. They've been switching goaltenders throughout the tournament so far, so that stays on schedule. And in comes Daria Syed. Shirley will get that to Carey. Now Wilson absolutely robbed in the first half on the power play. Carey looking to the short side, and Wilson takes a cross check up into the throat area. Shirley throws a backhander, and is there 2 penalties on this play? There just might be. His Factory had a stick ripped out of their hands, and I think Poland did indeed just take 2 penalties. This is going to be a 5-on-3 for the Factory.
Yeah, their third of the game here, just after killing off what remained of a penalty that carried over from the first half, and also a misconduct penalty to Ryan Jaber. He's now out there to help kill off this 5-on-3.
But the Factory has not scored on either of the previous 5-on-3s. Maybe that'll change here. Olivia Schmidt has been outstanding in goal for Poland. It was in this exact scenario in the second quarter when Wilson was robbed on a one-timer. They again look down low to the corner for Foxcroft. Now she's hounded by Ryan Jaber. Good battle in the corner. Foxcroft gets free of the pile, looks towards the outside. Carey was there. Now she's pressured. Gets it over towards Cooper. A good pass down to the crease and another one-timer. Foxcroft stopped in tight. Wilson on the reset, and the Factory will look to slow it down. Callie Cooper up to Carey, scores! Finally, they break through, and they'll stay on the power play for 1 minute and 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's crucial there to make it through with the Polish penalty kill being as good as it was, as Casey just rips that one down and in. See it right here as she gets the pass. She's out far and gets past Jaber, with who had the screen there, screened the goalie Schmidt. Wasn't able to see the ball, and goalie Factory is now up to 4. They take their first lead of the game.
Carey back at the point again. 50 seconds remaining in the second penalty. That leaves Job still in the box. Also leaves the ball down on the turf. Finally dug free. Foxcroft to the goal, scores back to back, and the Factory take a 2-goal lead.
And time for goalie to fix some equipment. Let's check. There's quite a collision in front. Foxcroft takes advantage of the confusion. And she just lobs that one in. I feel like I missed something down. They were dancing.
Another dance party.
Amazing.
Oh, the vibes are high on the side of the Factory.
Yes, they get those crucial after there were already 2 kills by Poland on the 5-on-3 chances. Goalie Factory able to cut into those statistics. Score on both penalties. So face-off violation against Poland.
And the Factory want a quick start here. Schmidt makes a nice move, cuts to the middle. With one hand, she can't shoot, and it's batted back towards the perimeter where Piper was there to pick it up.
And how much do you think this factors in on Poland's psyche? This is their last game in the pool play before we head towards the Saturday and Sunday games. They're comfortably 2-0 right now, but their perfect streak could be in jeopardy here. That's a good save made by Syed.
And very important for Poland to not lose their heads here. I mean, we still have 12 minutes essentially to play here in this third quarter, a whole remaining fourth quarter to get through. They've spent too much time in the penalty box, and I mean, now they just take an interference call to give possession away. There is no need for the undisciplined play here. They have shown their offensive abilities. Their goaltender is playing well. Defensively, this is a sound team, and if they can just calm things down a little bit, get back to what's brought them some success in the past, they're still fine here, but just looks like getting a little too wrapped up in the extracurriculars after the whistle.
And yeah, absolutely. Like, Poland were able to hold off. I mean, last night for Grit, they were able to hold off on, able to hold them to just 2 goals is what I'm trying to say. Some players on that team very fast, and now they're struggling to stay defensively clean or even in the offensive zone.
Here's some of that speed now for Poland. The other way. Svagen will, well, she had it for a moment. Instead, though, it's picked up. Samantha Taylor pressured, gets through on a nice move, but she's got to be quick to get over the line. Remember, 10 seconds to clear. It's World Lacrosse rules here at Grit 2026. Callie Cooper goes down hard. The ball is underneath of her, and with one hand she tries to pick it up, but she traps it underneath, and that's going to give possession back to Poland.
Was also just thinking potentially Poland using the roughness to cover for potentially a little bit of fatigue. They had an 8-0 win after the first, 8-0 lead, I should say, after the first quarter of their game last night, and even though that seemed to somewhat solidify their victory, it was still the full 60 minutes that they had to play, and just as I say that, Huber scores.
We've been talking about her shot all tournament long, and there is evidence of why. A howitzer that beats Syed down low, and Poland will cut into the lead.
Yeah, and just after pulling it off the wall, Huber with a rocket gets it behind the net there, or behind the netminder, I should say, of Syed. Just whips it down low, goes straight cleanly through the 5-hole, beats the Goalie Factory netminder.
So Pole on the face-off win, tried to get it across the floor, and it'll be intercepted. Poland can maybe calm it down a little bit now that they've found some success offensively speaking for the first time in a little while. That was their first goal since back into the first quarter. That will ricochet off the boards. Carey can't clear. She takes a bump. Now Foxcroft, who scored in this quarter, trying to do some work on the defensive side of the ball. This is possession Goalie Factory, and that'll be the 10-second count that goes against them. So Poland will keep possession here and start already in the offensive zone.
Yeah, after allowing those 2 goals, they were able to reset somewhat, get some new perspective.
Another shot by Huber, back to back. Another outside rip, all tied up now at 5.
Huber once again, what a shot that she has. Let's take another look at this one, as she's able to get it up high on the point. Once again, just whips it down low, same spot. And she's able to give her team the mark level, almost identical to her last goal. Just the positioning a little bit different there for Syed. And now we're back. Square. That's what I was trying to think of. I was like, level. I already said that.
People know what you're saying.
Yeah, all right. Thank you.
Well, this game obviously started scoreless. Through one quarter, it was tied. Through 2 quarters, it was tied. And now midway through the 3rd quarter, we are once again tied. Shinato narrowly misses picking up her 2nd of the game. That goes off the inside of the post. Deflects back towards Cooper and Shinato, but it's taken away as Hills will start to move. She's got nobody near her. Hills to take the lead. She scores! Poland in front 6-5 with a little under 8 minutes to play.
And Poland, a much-needed break. Goalie Factory tried to get in front once again from a rush, but Hills the other way gives her team the lead. And Goalie Factory taking their timeout now as Hills see she's miles ahead of the Factory defense.
Do they use miles in Poland? Do they use kilometers? Do you know? You're the history major, right?
I have a history minor.
Okay, history minor.
I think they would use kilometers.
Okay.
It might differ.
Nothing that a quick Google search couldn't tell us.
Copy, we are checking. Does Poland use kilometers?
Commentary on the
I would
fly.
assume so.
Yeah, that feels like a safe assumption.
Yes. Yeah, because most countries use the metric system. There's a couple outliers. Not calling anybody out.
Well, right now, it's the Factory who burned their 2nd half timeout to settle things down a little bit. And I like the pace here of this 2nd half, at least to start things off. It was so frantic in the first 2 quarters, so many penalties being called, being taken, misconducts, unsportsmanlike. And I think both teams have done a good job of really settling things down, settling into the game. And now the Factory on their heels a little bit after Poland take advantage of a turnover and a breakaway, and back in front for the first time in a while. They led for much of the first quarter until the Factory tied the game up late. And of course we get that scoreless 2nd quarter, and the Factory came out flying in the 3rd. Now Poland climbed back, taking the lead back, and the question is going to be asked to the Factory, how do they respond? Carey will try to go airborne and can't beat Schmidt. Rebound there. Schmidt makes another save down on her knees.
Schmidt with some key blocks there, trying to direct traffic now.
Hills will split through, put it off the mark. DePaiva reaching for it. She'll get it across, and the pass was just tough to handle for Parker Willushaw, and now knocked forward. Foxcroft. One defender to beat. She gets past her. One more comes over to take away the lane. The Factory will look for some help in Callie Cooper, who gets angled off, and it's going to be a back over against the Factory.
There's a big check, too, on Cooper as she was coming through.
Now she doesn't have a stick either. Forced to defend without it. It's stuck near the City of Port Coquitlam sign near center floor.
Yes.
Huber is tied up. She rips out another Factory stick, and that'll give them possession back.
Cooper able to get her stick back. Looked like she was kind of protecting that left arm too, and we have a goal.
Yeah, it's Shinato. She'll pick up her 2nd of the game. She got the first one for the Factory, and now we'll tie the game at 6. What a game we've got here between these two powerhouses.
Absolutely, just back and forth the entire afternoon here. Shinato races in, fights off the slashes of a couple defenders there from Poland. And was it a back over that got? No, that was the first one.
Everything is a blur. What day is
Everything
it?
is a blur. Monday. I'm just trying to remember the violation that got the possession over to the factory team, as that one's shot on Syed, but that one falls into her leg pads.
Had to be sharp there, and the factory will take it back. They're sending Carey out early, and she reaches back. It's forcing away the forecheckers, and Carey alongside her factory teammates, factory co-workers do some good work here. Carey scores! The factory take the lead back off of Danny Carey's second of the game.
Back and forth. It's 6-7. Carey, she was out there early, like you mentioned, and she takes advantage of that ball. She waited for a second there, just high in the zone, before racing in past the defense for Poland. And after allowing a couple quick ones for Poland to get their lead, Goalie Factory able to get their lead back as well.
First half really favored the defense and the goaltending. Now it's the offense that's starting to take over here. A scoreless second quarter, and then turns into a flurry of offense here in the third. And now DePaiva has taken another penalty away from the play. Roughing is going to be the call.
Be her third of the game. She got the illegal cross-checking in the first quarter, and then earlier this quarter, got an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. So in the final 5 and a bit minutes here, another power play for the leading Goalie Factory.
If my math is right here, this is the 10th power play for the factory, and now not every single one of those have been an entire 2-minute 5-on-3 or 5-on-4, because they have taken their share of penalties as well and have taken themselves off of these power play scenarios. But just paints a picture of how many times Poland has made their way over to the sin bin. And like you talked about, DePaiva now in there for the third time, this one coming on a roughing minor. Less than 5 minutes remaining in this third quarter now. Power play winds down to 1 minute and 20 seconds. Shinato down to Cooper. Takes some of that contact. The pass was too low for Shinato, but Cooper will get it back, and she'll leap over top and hammer that down through the crease. No save needed there for Schmidt, and the factory going to run out of time. So they thought that there was going to be a reset, but Schmidt didn't have to make a save.
I've just been looking at some of the penalties here. I wrote out the timestamps of when they would have started and ended. There's probably about a minute, maybe, total time where there's no player in the box in that second quarter. And not that it's been similar here. There's been definitely less penalties in this third quarter, but could that be a reason for the lower amount of goals scored before?
The teams have adjusted well here in this third quarter. 4 minutes remain, and right now it's the Goalie Factory. As the lead has gone back and forth a couple of times, but it's the Factory back in front. Carey scored a goal a couple of minutes ago. She wants more. She'll fire, but Larden took her opponent down, and that's going to be an interference to give Poland possession once again. 18 seconds left to kill off on the roughing minor to DePaiva. Casually up top right now, it's Beth Langstorm. Well, dish that over. Belarchik. One more to her right and a good swing over. This is Hills. Check that. It's Sarah Britton. Swing over. Willishaw, and penalty comes to a close. DePaiva picks it up off the bounce. She's chased wide, but still gets a shot off, and Syed kicks that aside. Rebound up for grabs, and Poland will find it. Sarah Britton shovels it over. Shot well wide. Rebound picked up in the slot, and that goes off the face mask of Syed and out of play, staring down Avery Belarchik.
Kind of a, I don't know the proper term for this, a boop shot.
A boop shot.
It goes off the top of her head, bounces up and out into the netting. It was a boop.
Well, those of you watching at home, you were just a part of some history. That has got to be the first time ever in the history of the sport of lacrosse that the term boop shot has been used.
Trademark it.
Shanato with a good handle in the change box. She's got to get this over center. She does. Lobs it ahead. Wilson is there. Pressure on her back. Spins away and shovels that through. Deflects high off a stick. Foxcroft will take some space, looking out to the outside, and Callie Cooper saves the possession. From way downtown, she'll rip that just wide, and it'll bounce back towards center. She again saves the back over in time to be able to shovel it down low. Poland will have to start from their own side of center.
Yeah, it was a bit of a slow change there from the factory team to get out in the offensive zone. They were still getting forwards out there well into their time with possession.
Final 2 minutes of the third. Belarchik, Hills. Good screen is set. She wants a little more action. Outside shot, looking 7-hole, and Syed will squeeze that up against her body. Quickly up to Callie Cooper, who's been out for a while. She was a little bit banged up in the first half, but appears to be moving all right here in the second. And the factory needs more from her into the fourth quarter. This is a high-flying team for Poland, and the factory is going to have their hands full with a desperate Poland team trying to find their third straight win at Grit 2026. Here is Shanato. Sees a lane open up. She's going to take it to the goal and scores just under the bar. She completes the hat trick. What a shot.
Yeah, what a shot. She just races in and is able, as we get another look at that here. She takes the ball, races in towards the net, and just bar down in and out. And extends the lead to 8 for the factory team. Extra, and then some extra rough stuff. Belarchik getting a penalty here.
I think they're going to take both of them off the face-off dot. Belarchik has been complaining at the face-off dot. I'm not entirely, the contact there is what she's frustrated with, and then Larden goes right back at her. So the referees, George and I were talking at halftime about clearly trying to take control here, trying to keep control of this game, and that feels like what that one is. There's a misconduct handed out. There's a cross-checking call handed out. And who was the misconduct to between the two of them?
We will find out. Is Taylor going over, or is she just staying at center there?
I believe somebody would have to come over and serve.
So far, it's just 5-on-4. They gave Belarchik the 10.
So Larden gets 2 minutes for cross-checking. And so it is a power play for the factory, and Belarchik got a misconduct for something she said. So that's why this turns into, we'll check that. It's a power play for Poland, my mistake, but it is possession for the factory. Now into the final minute. Wilson on the run, fought off by Schmidt. Ball's picked up by the factory in the corner. Poland have a chance to tie this game late if they can find it back. They are on the power play here, and now moving with speed and numbers. A 2-on-1 out of nowhere. Here's Hills. She'll tuck her shoulder, spin back on Poland. Can't get her hands free. Now she shoots, and she scores! 32 seconds on the clock. Poland will cut the lead down to 1.
Yeah, they cut in. I don't think factory were expecting this chance. It was a 2-on-1. It's 5-on-5 now, so number 67, Larden, will exit the box as Hills gets her team back within 1. I thought she'd run out of room there, but she proved me wrong as she fights off the check of pole, and we are back to a very, very close game.
And remember, because Belerchik took that misconduct with about a minute remaining in the quarter, that means she's not going to come back or be eligible to return until there's about 4 or 5 minutes remaining in regulation into the fourth quarter. Something to keep your eye on here, as she is a key cog in the wheel of that offense. Now 10 seconds left until the break. The Factory will try to go to goal. Hit up high, and that's going to be a crease violation. Crashing to the crease was Morgan Shirley. She bounces back up. Now 4 seconds to go. Hills with a chance to tie it. She's got to shoot here, and Huber will fire just as the buzzer goes, and Syed gets over with the shoulder regardless. One more quarter at least remains here at the John Bailey Arena at Grit 2026. You're watching on BC Sports TV. Okay, well, we got a bit of a bone to pick here. George is upset. Somebody, before I could say it, in the arena,
It wasn't me.
shouted out 15 miles, 15 smiles. That's our thing. That's our thing, and now I'm upset, I think. You should see, if you're watching at home right now, you should see George. He is livid.
His tears streaming down his face.
Yeah, tears of anger and rage. You're watching on BC Sports TV. Thanks for joining us. For what it's worth, George, 15 miles, 15 smiles. Let's get it in there. I'm Tino Farah. That's cameraman extraordinaire George Parra. Kaya Antic to my right.
Hello.
And we got one more quarter to go here. All sorts of penalties. Kaya, what was the math that you did in terms of how many minutes there were of even strength or no penalties being called there?
Okay, so with no bodies in the box, 71 seconds total in that second quarter. Did not have anybody in the penalty box. Of course, that's counting the misconduct there to Ryan Jaber. If we're not counting that misconduct, though, I'm still crunching the numbers on that one, but it is just about, I'd say, 2.5 minutes from a ballpark guess.
And Poland did get another misconduct at the tail end of that third quarter, so they are without the talents of Avery Belerchik until there's about 4 or 5 minutes-ish left in regulation here, which is a big loss for them. And trailing by 1 against the Goalie Factory right now.
I believe it'll be 6 minutes and 12 seconds left.
There you go. That's the math that I wasn't able to do on the fly. Callie Cooper off the ricochet. She'll toe drag to the middle. Scores! What a goal by Callie Cooper. Takes a hit after the play, but the goalie factor leads by 2.
A great check from Cooper. She's had a great game after being taken down a bit during that rough and tumble second quarter, and she is able to launch that one over the shoulder there of Schmidt. We'll see it again here. Up and over. She gets an extra check from a couple players for Poland at the end there, but either way, it goes to 7-9.
Goalie Factory, regardless of the result in this game, they're not done for the day. They got another game coming up later on tonight against the New Westminster Salmon Bellies. But right now, they're trying to improve their record to 2-0. Poland already with a 2-0 record, this being their one final game of pool play. But their goal differential, we talked about it earlier on, especially with their, 21-2 victory late last night over She Nation, have put themselves in a good spot to finish first, regardless of if they lose here. The goalie factory, trying to change things up, though, and give themselves a shot at finishing first. Poland will fire and score. Lead cut back down to 1 as Kaylee Job fires to the stick side.
We've got an official barn burner out here, but I hope they don't burn the barn down as we still have a lot of box to play here. Great shot there from Job to get her team back within 1. It's been a back and forth effort here. Job gets around the defender, and Saeed just a little slow to grab that ball.
And they are going to bring Syed out of this game and put back in Taya Maximenko, who started this game for the goalie factory. And they're going to lean on her to try to close things out here, leading by 1. Remember, Maximenko was in goal for that scoreless second quarter. She held Poland without a goal, which means Poland hasn't scored on Maximenko since back in the first quarter. They're going to try to change that here early on as they're going to go right to goal after Maximenko comes in. And that'll be shot wide by Cam DePaiva, who stays on here. And there's going to be a cross-checking call here is that going to go against Poland? I believe it will.
Well, the penalty box door is open. It's unsure who's heading over for that one.
Looks like it's going to be Rand Jaber. Cross-checking was the signal. We talked earlier today in the game that went down between W-Box and the Dingoes, with the Dingoes trying to climb back, and they kept getting within 3, they kept getting within 2, but they were just never really able to take that next step. That sort of appears to be what's happening to Poland right now. Is they've been able to tie the game. They've been able to cut into the lead. They have not really been able to take the lead back, though, which may be catching some people by surprise considering what they were able to accomplish on day 1 of the tournament. Now the march to the sin bin continues on here as Carey bats that through. Heavy shot that misses the net. Cooper will pick it up, drags, feeds to Shinato right in front, and now a penalty coming up again to Poland after the save by Schmidt. Shinato gets the rebound. Cooper slow to get up. She shakes it off. Now Maximenko to the bench. Wilson comes on, but it's going to be another cross-checking call against Poland, and it'll be a 2-woman advantage here as the clock continues to run down here. They haven't stopped it yet. And that means the penalty clock on the original call continues to wind down. I mean, that probably, I would say, 10 or 15 seconds.
Somewhere in that range, but
I think they're trying to fix it right now.
Yeah.
Put some time back on. I mean, this is a big, big penalty kill here for Poland. Part of what we're talking about, it's a 5-minute major on the cross-check. Wow. So we'll see a 5-on-3 now for, it should be a little over 60 seconds if they do put the time back up on the clock. And even then, they will stay on the power play due to this major, and you can score up to 2 goals on a major power play.
Yes. Before it resumes 5-on-5, but she still has to serve the full.
Oh, they put time on the clock, but they don't put the time back onto the penalty. Interesting. Okay.
Okay.
Well, we continue on. Shinato cuts through. She shoots, and a stick save by Schmidt. She drags it back as Foxcroft will forecheck towards center. Carey will just deflect that off of her thigh, and now it's a 4-on-1 forming. Pass to the crease for Shinato, off the mark. That close to a 2-goal lead for the Factory again. And Cooper takes a penalty, takes down DePaiva, and that'll do it for the 5-on-3. DePaiva a little slow to get up. She'll limp her way back to the bench. It will still eventually be a power play again for Goalie Factory, but 2 minutes are going to come off of the major. And we'll see some 4-on-3 now. It still does favor the Goalie Factory, but I mean, they can kill off the original penalty here and get this back to 4-on-4 and still have a little bit of time on the shot clock to try to play it even strength.
Yes, as the Jaber technically, I don't think she should be out. It took, about 15 or so seconds off, 13, I believe, but she'll be let out early. About a 3-second discrepancy. Would have been 10:38. Instead, she comes out at 10:41. It comes across for an offensive player.
And that could be big for Poland here. Call it a lucky break, but call it an opportunity. Chance to tie this game still, looking to draw it even at 9-9. Huber shot is blocked, and that stung, and now a big hit sends Larden down, and that's going to be another penalty against Poland. And Shirley will pick it up. Lob that to center floor. Not entirely sure why. Poland will be able to pick this up easily, and it'll go back to a 4-on-3 in favor of the Factory.
Are we just trading back and forth every quarter?
Yes.
It's goals back and forth, penalties back and forth.
Yes.
Goals back and forth, penalties back and forth. It's a very, wow. Party in the penalty box, somebody just said.
Oh, it's another major.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that's Kaylee Job.
And, I mean, so currently now, 8 minutes and 22 seconds up on the penalty side of things for Poland. There's only 10 minutes left in regulation. So this is, I mean, if the Factory can score a few goals here, I mean, the Poland being can come back out to even strength sooner than you would think. But, I mean, they just want to try to kill this off, but they also have to focus on trying to tie this game. Out of all of that, they still are only down by 1. DePaiva is going to go straight to the goal, and it's stopped by Maximenko. A huge kick save. Rebound picked up by Poland.
Lots of time.
Poland saying lots of time. DePaiva whips that one wide on the net.
And Poland still without the talents of Avery Belerchik. They would love to get her back onto the floor here now. It's a 3-on-2 for the Factory. Foxcroft angled off, passes back to Carey, and a great stick check by Hills. Foxcroft afterwards throws it wide of the goal, and it ricochets back towards the perimeter. Now Pohl steps into one. Schmidt with a big save. Pohl on the rebound. Stopped by Schmidt again. Rebound picked up over in the corner by Carey, and they want to settle it down. It's a 5-on-3 for over 2 minutes.
It's a uncommon scenario, just waiting down the clock. A nice pass there. Poland trying to block, is whipping it down low as Cooper. The rebound stopped there by Schmidt.
2 massive saves by Olivia Schmidt. In front, Carey stopped by Schmidt, digging for the rebound. Pohl will pull it out. Now down low, and Foxcroft denied. In tight, the rebound is thrown behind the goal. Foxcroft can't touch it as she went through the crease. Now Callie Cooper in a battle with it. Schmidt from her crease looking to dig it free of the pile, and Pohl will take it to the corner. There should not be a reset on the clock here, and there's not. So Pole only has 10 seconds on this shot clock. She'll feed to the corner, low pass, and Cooper had a tough time with it. 5 to shoot across the floor. Carey fires, stopped. Rebound is there, and it's thrown wide. Schmidt takes a stab at it. Carey takes it back to the perimeter again.
Clock reset. That's good for the Factory team.
These penalty killers have been out for a while, pretty much this entire 5-on-3. Cooper to the goal, stopped by Schmidt. She has been unbelievable in this fourth quarter, and she just looks exhausted. The onslaught continues for the Goalie Factory. Carey at the point. Now Pole back up top. Carey steps into a low shot, kick save. Cooper, another reset. Up top, Pole has it. No look pass to Cooper. Comes through the middle, fought off again. Schmidt gets the shoulder up in time. 25 seconds left in the original penalty. Schmidt makes another save, and she'll drag it back to the crease. Dug free as it'll be pulled out. Foxcroft has her hands tied up. Now she's got room to fire. Schmidt makes another save. Rebound picked up. Carey has it. She'll cut to the middle, and Schmidt stops it again.
What is happening?
Unbelievable stuff by the Polish netminder. Now one penalty is done. They'll take it in tight. Foxcroft stopped by the shoulder of Schmidt, and another penalty coming up to Poland. Carey gets taken down from behind, and that might be a major as Hills is going to make their way over. There is the original misconduct to Balerchik that now will come to a close, and it looks like it's Beth Langstorm that will make her way over to the penalty box. Olivia Schmidt is going to come over to get a quick drink of water, well deserved. And is that going to be another major penalty called?
Let's find out. Because she had just come out of the, yep.
It is a 5.
She had just come out of the box, raced over, and she's gone.
Yeah, she's being ejected from the game. But, I mean, how good has Olivia Schmidt been? If Poland does come back and tie or win this game, Olivia Schmidt is their MVP, no question about it.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Huber over to serve for the major. And yeah, with the remainder pretty much of this game.
Yeah, almost exactly.
Yeah.
3 seconds shy of it.
It's, well, a minute.
Sorry. Yeah.
What? Yeah. 1:03. Oh.
Yeah, they got one too many on, so they'll have to bring off one of their penalty killers. The 5-on-3 continues again.
Yeah.
How long has the Factory been on a 5-on-3? And I don't think they've gotten one goal on a 5-on-3, I think, going back into the third quarter. So now Shirley comes through, and that'll be a push, giving possession back to Poland. And going down to the turf hard was Avery Balerchik. They need her now more than ever. Same can be said about Depaiva, who can really fill the back of the net. She'll sprint the floor, pressured, but just protecting. Can't just think about killing the penalty now. It's also got to be about going to goal. Depaiva open, she'll shoot, but Cooper with a good trail check may have just saved a scoring chance against. And Shinato with one hand can't get around Hills. She'll settle it into her pocket. And that's going to do it for the shot clock. It'll be possession back to the Factory. I believe the Factory have used their timeout. I think Poland still has theirs in this second half,
yeah,
too.
there was that one break. I think that would have made sense if it was Goalie Factory's timeout.
So Shinato.
Goalie Factory used their timeout. Never mind. When Poland scored.
It was a pair in a row. They were using that timeout to settle it down.
When they took the lead 6-5, which feels like ages ago.
Does it ever? So now one of the penalties is done. Poland back to 5-on-4. Under 5 minutes left in regulation. It's 9-8 favoring the Factory. Power play making their way back on. Up top, here's Carey, who drew the latest major. Shot right on. Schmidt makes another save with the right pad. Dug free from the crease. Lobbed ahead. Hills had a chance. She still does. Trail check from Piper. Takes it away. Hills going to continue to battle. She picks it up. Goes to goal. And it's thrown just wide. Maximenko came across but doesn't end up having to make a stop.
I'm so stressed. I'm not even on the field. There's just so much back and forth, and staying focused in this game for both teams is tough here as that chance just goes wide.
Now DePaiva is up into the play. Pass ahead, bounced early and out of her reach, and now she's got some pressure on her back. She'll pick it up, get right through to the middle. DePaiva, and no, it's stopped by Maximenko. What a stop, and she's fired up after that one. Poland continuing to dig for this. Maximenko will pull it back into her possession.
Yeah, she just got some of her right arm on that. I feel like I saw her reach out and the ball just bounces off of it, and take a deep breath. There's still 2 minutes to go here on this power play and just under 3.5 minutes to go overall here.
Shirley to Piper. Takes the spot of Shanato. Piper up top, takes a slash into the face mask. Now Piper making her way through. Shot is blocked, and it'll ricochet out of the reach of Foxcroft. Not necessarily time for Poland to use their timeout yet, but at least they have it still in their back pocket. It's given away, though. Schmidt will move ahead. Foxcroft may have just gotten away with a high stick. It is going to be an interference. At least Poland gets it back here, but
that looks pretty high.
yeah, the factory lucky here to not be playing it 4-on-4.
Yeah, especially because the Poland penalty would be offset. Great save there.
Maximenko storms out to the high side of her crease and makes the save down on a knee. Possession back to Poland. Here's Hills. Facilitator of much of Poland's offense. Gets it over Balerchik from distance. Stop. Rebound. DePaiva robbed by Maximenko.
She can't buy a goal here past this goaltender.
Knocked forward. 1-on-2 goes the factory. Onto the floor. Samantha Taylor. As the clock winds down to 2 minutes. Under 40 seconds remaining in the second major in a row to Poland. Now Shanato steps around. It's off of a body late in the clock. Now you're starting to think about using your timeout if you're Poland. Under 2 minutes to go.
Keep an eye on the bench here to see if their coaches call for the extra break. As power play for Factory about to expire.
DePaiva finds room, top side, steps into a shot, scores! DePaiva ties the game with 91 seconds to play. It'll be a shorty, and we're back to even.
Back and forth, of course. Why else would it end, or how else would it end, as DePaiva whips this one down just past Maximenko. The first goal she's allowed in what feels like over an hour of real time, not game time. But just gets past her. She's trying to brush it off there, and now back to center. 7 seconds to go here until Huber is back out onto the field, and rushing through his Hills.
Here's DePaiva again, scores! Cam DePaiva, back-to-back goals. Poland takes the lead.
That just happened. I still cannot believe that they scored to tie it, and now Cam DePaiva taking the lead. She races in, Hills takes the ball from center. DePaiva selling along the far boards and just embraces her teammate. She's still trying to keep her leg. Oh, what a great shot that was. There's a bit of a wrestling match at center.
Yeah, the factory trying to say that Balerchik was holding, and And now they're going to give possession to the Factory here. Now all of a sudden they're looking to tie this game. Belerchik goes down hard, and they're going to call that interference. 1:10 on the clock, possession Poland. Remember, the Factory do not have a timeout here to burn. They just got to go if they can get possession back. 60 seconds on the clock. What a finish we may see here.
They'll have at least one possession back. Most likely, is it stolen back the other way?
Intercepted. Here comes Gabby Wilson. One defender to beat. She cuts back and shoots. Schmidt with a huge stop. Maybe her biggest of the game here, but think back to all the saves she made while her team was shorthanded by 2 for pretty well 10 straight minutes. Poland now can cut this regulation clock down to about 10 seconds if they hang on. The Factory starting to press here. Clock goes down to 20. Picked up by Callie Cooper. Maximenko starting to come to the bench. They got to pass up, and Carey couldn't handle it. Clock winds down to 15. She's got to lay to the goal to tie it, and it's stopped by Schmidt. 10 seconds left. Carey knocked into the boards. They stopped playing for a second. Now the clock is stopped. It'll run again. Carey pinning the Polish defender up against the glass, and that's going to do it. Poland storm back with back-to-back goals from Cam DePaiva, and they will close this one out 10-9 and complete their pool play with a 3-0 record.
The one perfect team in this tournament thus far. I think overall still, the Ridge Ravens still potentially could also match that, but they did get the forfeit earlier today from their game that was supposed to be earlier. The Polish team had a parade to the penalty box. Usually there were a few bodies in there at multiple times, but somehow they're able to come back in regulation. I can't believe we just watched. I think some of the confusion later on the end, did the shot clock not get reset when possession changed? I think that might have been it.
Possibly. I mean, by the end of it, I'm not entirely sure why. The clock stopped for a moment. I mean, the shot clock should have been turned off at that point anyways. It didn't really matter all too much. But regardless, Poland, while they're not necessarily going to be super pleased with the way they played, they can leave here with a win. And that's all they're going to be thinking about now, looking forward towards a semifinal. Who their opponent is going to be is still yet to be decided. But we've got to take a quick breather here, Kaya, because we got another game coming up at, what time is it, 3 o'clock? So
yeah, we have about 40 minutes.
Yeah, we got a bit of a breather before it'll be the Salmon Bellies against Grit. Then later on, we got the Ridge Ravens against the Dingo, a huge game in that division that'll come up right here on BC Sports TV. That'll be a 5:15 start time before the nightcap between the Bellies again. And this very Goalie Factory team, you can catch all of it right here for free on BC Sports TV. For the entire crew of BC Sports TV, for Kaya Antic, for cameraman extraordinaire George Para, I've been Tino Farah. We'll see you on the next one, folks.